I'm going to go over the vampire deck for the Ixalan block. These are four commander decks that are only with Ixalan cards, and of course now they have their proper commanders. And I'm going to go through the cards one by one briefly. So here's the Lord and the commander, not Lord but commander. Then I really love these cards. The one on the left was featured in the Pro Tour, the recent Pro Tour. I saw a couple of games with it. It's kind of interesting. You know, you draw yourself down and you're almost dead, but then once it flips, you're sacking for life and you can really gain up on your opponent. And I saw it actually being done, although red is very strong in the current meta, so incredibly enough, that person did not make the top 8 with this deck. It was basically a red-black format. This is another one of the flip cards. I love these cards. I want to pull many more of them, purely because they're beautiful. But I am finding them to be very, very playable. Again, I have most of them online. Of course, I did not buy this one online, but I'm pretty sure I have this one online. Okay, Old Friend Duress. Then your vampires. Of course, you don't have nearly as many vampires in this deck because even though there's something like 35, there's a lot of vampire rares that I'm currently missing, and they're easy to buy online. You can buy them for pennies online, but on paper you got to buy packs and pull them. And I'm not nearly, God willing, I'm not nearly done cracking Ixalan, so that's fine. So I'm just going to run through the vampires. And again, because I don't have 40 vampires, I am putting in some helpers from the rest of the set. Like these dudes. This is a fantastic card, man. A 2-drop Vampire Lord. That's just fantastic. Fantastic. I should make a deck with it online. Constructed. I get 4 copies. So again, I'm just going through the cards. I'm not really reading a lot of them. Okay, this one, when it dies, creates a token. That's very nice. This one just so happens to have a vampire. It's got a lifelink. Another flying vampire. I really like this card. Not only do I love the artwork, but also it hits things that enter the battlefield with ETB abilities. You have a few in here too, but I don't know. I think it's worth playing. I'm going to try it out. If it doesn't work out, I'll take it out and put something else. I like it right now. This card's just here to fill the curve. Same here. Explorer is all right. Definitely a vampire deck card. This one really, is good for when you don't go for any one of the tribal strategies and you have all 4 tribes in your deck. It's here for, and it's better in vampires than it is in pirates because the pirate deck fills itself normally. You have so many pirates in the block that I didn't really need creatures from other tribes. But the vampire deck, if you go Ixalan only, it does. So this is actually a good card in vampires. If you're going Ixalan only. Which I am. I really like the concept of pitting the 4 tribes and only using resources from this block. So again, you're in black, so you should be able to cost this card and beat up critters. And you're in white, so you can gain life. Even though you're going against what you're doing if you play hardball with this dude, but you can play this dude and get to 5 life, do the near-death experience, flip them, and then gain the life that you need. I mean, so it's good in that way that you need to have some ways to gain life, because you're going to take yourself down to a lower level to flip it, but then you're going to have to want to gain life and get yourself back up so you can win. Helps another vampire. A flyer. Again, your opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's nice. Another flyer. When it enters the battlefield, okay, so it tutors. It tutors for a vampire. That's great. It's only an uncommon. More lose life, gain life business. Fitting, very fitting for vampires. Pirate, because I needed more critters. It does cost this card, so that's good. I gave this deck some stronger cards because the dinosaur deck is really strong on critters, and the pirate deck is also strong on critters. So I think the merfolk and the vampire decks need the better cards to support it. So this is one of them. Okay. You want to do some tokens, and then this is the other one. And I'm not going to buy this online. I used to have it online from a draft before I sold out of my large collection. But now I don't. Another one of the temporary exile tricks in white. ETB, create vampire tokens. Again, you're hosting ETBs with that other critter that I showed that I like, so I may take it out. But right now it's in. I mean, these decks are going to get played and played and played online, mostly in, unfortunately, solitaire. Because whenever I play online, 1 versus 1 commander, it's just crazy. I'm playing against, you know, everybody playing, you know, Black Lotus or something. It's crazy online. Get more critters near the top end of the curve because I'm lacking vampires. And that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't have to be every single critter is a vampire. I even have a dinosaur in here. Nice vanilla. And that is a vampire. Target opponent loses 1 life for each vampire you control. That's a nice trick. This is very heavy. You always wind up with 20 of them if you are doing picking for your decks. It's more for the pirates, because in the pirates you're really creating as many treasure tokens as you can. You can even win the game with one of the junk rares in black. But yeah, this works. It does destroy target creature. Can get vigilance and flying depending on how much life you want to give. Land destruction, yeah, it's here. It's here. Gain some life. This is pretty good after you flip and you're down to low life. Drawing a card. My favorite, claws on a magic card. Ways to recover from the graveyard. So 6/4/4 though. But it does fly. I have, oh, and incredibly enough, what a coincidence, I have a fly in here. Talking about flying creatures. Talking about flying creatures when a fly is buzzing around. What are the odds of that? And of course, a black dinosaur, legendary, very interesting card, just completely out of place in a Naya white, red, green dinosaur tribal block. but here it is.